What if The Godfather Part III had actually lived up to its legacy? What if the film hadn't just been a coda, a bittersweet postscript, but the final, tragic crescendo to the greatest saga in American cinema? That question lingers like cigar smoke in a dimly lit study, and it always circles back to one man, Tom Hagen. Robert Duvall's absence in The Godfather Part III isn't just a casting gap, it's a seismic fault line that weakened the entire foundation. The film, released 15 years after Part 2, was already walking a tightrope. Coppola didn't take it on out of passion, but necessity. He needed a hit to crawl his way out of debt. That urgency is all over the film. There's Michael, older and visibly haunted, trying to drag the Corleone name into legitimacy while maneuvering through Vatican scandals, crooked bankers, and backstabbing underbosses like Joey Zaza. There's Kay and Michael's brittle reunion, and Sonny's illegitimate son Vincent clawing for power. But there's no Tom, no moral compass, no quiet counselor. No friend left to look Michael in the eye and say, enough. The original plan? That missing link was meant to be the story's spine. The idea wasn't just to bring back Tom Hagen, it was to pit him against Michael in a cold war of conscience and control. Coppola envisioned a falling out between Michael and his lifelong consigliere, a man who had once been the family's steady hand, now becoming its greatest threat. Duvall would have been the protagonist, the one character still holding on to a sliver of humanity, pushing back against the machine that Michael had become. But Duvall walked. The studio offered him significantly less than Pacino, and he refused to return. So instead of a moral showdown, we got B.J. Harrison. Suave, sure, but forgettable. That one casting decision forced the entire story to pivot. The plot swerved away from intimate betrayal and landed in a messy web of Vatican dealings and new faces we had no emotional ties to. The stakes didn't feel personal, they felt corporate. Now imagine the film that could have been. Tom Hagen, still the calm, calculating legal mind, sees what Michael had become and can't stomach it anymore. He watched the empire twist into something monstrous. He watched Michael kill his own brother, and now he draws a line. His goal? To save what's left of the family. Connie, Kay, Anthony, Mary, even if it means bringing Michael down. Michael, on the other hand, is too far gone. Killing Fredo shattered what was left of his soul. He's legitimate now, but that legitimacy is a mirage, built on a mountain of violence and compromise. His dreams of respectability, maybe even political power, but beneath it all, he's still the man who gave the order on his own brother. That's not a man who reforms. That's a man who wins no matter the cost. In this alternate version, Tom becomes the fulcrum of the entire film. Anthony wants out, and Tom and Kay try to help him break free from the dynasty he's destined to inherit. Vincent, sensing an opening, worms his way into Michael's favor. He's brash, violent, eager to please. And Michael sees in Vincent a chance to keep the family strong without the burden of morality. But Tom isn't just a lawyer anymore. He's a threat. He begins orchestrating the arrest of Michael's inner circle, collecting evidence, moving pieces behind the scenes. And as Michael starts tying up loose ends, it becomes unclear whether he's eliminating enemies or silencing old allies. The climax is a tragic chess match. Tom inches closer to exposing everything. Michael grows more paranoid, more ruthless. And then it happens. Michael kills Tom. Maybe it's calculated, maybe it's reluctant, but it's in a moment of weakness. But it happens. Connie, still loyal to the end, is collateral damage. Vincent, believing he's carrying out Michael's will, sets events in motion that spiral far beyond what anyone intended. In his quest to prove himself as their heir to the Corleone legacy, he becomes more aggressive, more reckless. He sees threats everywhere, just as Michael once did, and begins neutralizing them with cold efficiency. But in doing so, he fails to understand the full picture. Without Tom there to draw a line, to act as a voice of restraint, Vincent interprets silence as approval. He greenlights hits and retaliations that unintentionally lead to the deaths of Kay, Anthony, and Mary, the very people Michael once claimed he was trying to protect. And Michael is alone. Alone in a way he never was before. Not the cold solitude of exile, not the hollow isolation of power, but a deeper, more existential emptiness. He is one. He's conquered everything, and in the process, he's destroyed everyone who ever truly mattered to him. That's the ending we're robbed of. A finale that didn't just echo the themes of the first two films, it completed them. The Godfather was never just about crime, it was about corrosion of the soul. It was about how love, loyalty, and legacy can twist into something dark. Tom Hagen wasn't just another character, he was the last mirror Michael had left, the last person who could reflect what he used to be. So now the question isn't just whether Tom Hagen could have changed The Godfather Part III, it's how. Would his presence have reshaped Michael's fate, or only delayed the inevitable?